If you know Lily Curlin and you know me, Laura Isaacs, you will know that we are complete opposites. As Lily has told me, our Enneagrams are completely different. She's a 9 wing 1 and I'm an 8 wing 7. If you have no idea what that means, I can't help you because I don't know either. But from my understanding, I'm sometimes too loud and aggressive, and Lily is sometimes too agreeable and doesn't stand up for herself. Because of this, we balance each other out perfectly, making each other better people. She keeps me from yelling at authority figures, and I yell at her to go tell the teacher that her grade is wrong when she is scared of confrontation. And despite the drastic personality differences, we have become best friends. Lily is so intelligent, hilarious, and never fails to make my day better. Whether it be her crazy tangents about being a surgeon, talking about a crazy dog from work, or boba runs, I wouldn't trade her friendship for anything. Now listen up for the wise words of the beautiful, gorgeous, stunning Lily Curlin.
When I was younger, I always imagined that I would write the deepest, funniest, most unforgettable senior speech. I pictured myself rehearsing it for months to get it just right, and I envisioned long nights of careful editing and finding the perfect word to articulate my oh-so-profound thoughts. Well, here I am. I wrote this speech less than 36 hours ago, but hopefully it will do. Sitting in these pews the last 5 years, I think I envisioned that I, like the seniors that came before me, would have one pinnacle moment in my life where everything changed. But to tell you the truth, I've lived 18 years of a pretty normal and generally uneventful life. Honestly, the most exciting thing I did this past month was reuniting my once estranged Mo Williams pigeon stocks back into a pair. So if you can't tell already, I have yet to have my singular life-changing moment. So instead, I'm just going to tell you a story. It might not have the most dramatic of semblances, but I hope you can find some sort of meaning, or at least a good laugh. And if not, you won't hurt my feelings. As some of you may already know, I work at a vet's office. It's not the most glamorous of occupations, but it pays the bills. And by bills, I am referring to my 3-jar-a-week pickle stipend. One particular July afternoon, returning from a quiet lunch break, I opened the door to the back kennel to check on the boarding dogs. As soon as I stepped onto the epoxy flooring, I recognized a familiar but ever offensive odor. It did not take me long to identify the source of this stench: Jenna. Old, arthritic, and frail, Jenna had been boarding at the veterinary clinic for a few weeks now. With her full-body shave and bed-sore-ridden joints, Jenna managed to resemble both an oversized rat and a rabid wolf at the same time. The cone of shame she wore around her head made her all the more uncoordinated and, along with her grisly appearance, scared away the other boarding dogs. Even the noxious smell emanating from the kennel could not prepare me for what I saw next. Poop everywhere. I won't make you suffer through the details, so just take my word for it. Poop everywhere. In moments like these, I have often found myself questioning whether I'm paid enough. The answer is always no, but the task at hand remains. In this case, cleaning up the horrendous mess, starting with Jenna herself. As Jenna looked around in confusion, I walked her carefully from the tubs to the tubs for a bath, and here I realized that her arthritis prevented her from jumping into the tub, so I would get to lift the poop-covered dog myself. In this moment, I'll be honest, I was repulsed, and I was frustrated, and I was tempted to push those feelings back onto Jenna. I wanted to tell her that she was gross and old, and I didn't want her to board at the clinic again. But as I looked at Jenna, and Jenna looked back at me, I realized that she was shaking. She too had been traumatized. While I was busy being disgusted by her, she had not had the most delightful of afternoons either. In reality, it didn't matter how I felt. Jenna was still my responsibility. The one thing I could control was how I chose to respond. I could grumble and I could complain, or I could show Jenna love and compassion and treat her with as much care as I could muster. I took special care with the rest of Jenna's bath. I made sure the water was warm and the soap smelled nice. I dried her carefully and I put blankets in her kennel. And in turn, Jenna decided that I was now her friend. She followed me around and came to me for comfort when the other dogs ran away from her. When I made the decision to change my perspective, Jenna changed from a gross and unwanted burden to a friend. Throughout life, we're met with experiences that are not always fun or pretty. Life can be hard, sometimes gross, and there have been times when I attempted to cope by distancing myself or by refusing to care. But that fateful July day cleaning poop off an arthritic dog, I realized something. You don't get to decide whether you deal with your life. Your only choice is how you deal with it. So like me, you might not have a singular life-changing moment, but do your best to respond to everyday difficulty with resilience, empathy, and maybe even a little bit of humor. And even the most normal moments can be a little bit life-changing. Thank you.